Hey, welcome to Cow Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and today's video is all about the Nike Glide FlyEase. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories when I review a pair of sneakers. Then at the end of the video, I'll give them an overall rating out of 5 stars. If you do like what you see as you're going along, please do not forget to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device. And whilst you're down there, if you want to show some more support, you can also subscribe to the channel by clicking that little subscribe button and the bell that pops up next to it. Let's kick this review off of these Nike Glide FlyEases by first checking them out on feet. So you may have seen the Nike Glide FlyEase feature recently at the Tokyo Olympic Games as part of the athlete's gear when they got on the medal rostrum. They may also be featuring in the Paralympic Games. They're also part of Nike's Move to Zero campaign, where they want to be a zero carbon and waste company. That means that 20% of the weight of this sneaker is made from recycled content. You've also got these as part of Nike's accessibility campaign, where they want to make their shoes more accessible to people that cannot use traditional lacing methods and also methods of putting shoes on and off their feet. Now these shoes are made so that they are completely hands-free, so you should be able to put them on and off without using your hands, and that is mainly thanks to this huge plastic FlyEase technology unit at the back of the shoe, which creases down when you put pressure on it with your foot, and as you slide your foot in, it slowly releases back up and encases your heel and your lower ankle and creates a nice support system, so you should feel nice and snug in there. I'll talk about that more in the comfort section of the video. Looks wise, I just think with that FlyEase technology unit at the back, they're incredibly heel dominant. They're so chunky at the back of the shoe and they really narrow off towards the toe. I just don't think that the lines in this sneaker really work for me too much, but I appreciate that these haven't really been designed with looks as the primary concern. These have been designed to make them more accessible for people, which I really do admire. Now what you get with this is a hugely chunky Nike Grind midsole and outsole. You can see the different flecks of rubber there used from the recycling process. If you flip it over, you get hardened areas of the Nike Grind near the toe area and also the heel, and you can see some cutaways where the Zoom X cushioning technology is housed inside this Nike Grind outsole unit, and then you can see more of that Zoom X technology used in the insoles. On the upper, you've got some recycled fly knit that comes in 2 different styles. You've got kind of a heavier fly knit in the toe and the top of the tongue, where you've got this little tab to also help you take the shoes on and off. And then you've got a second type of fly knit, which is really airy towards the toe and also has this Nike swoosh detailing on top of it. To help with the shoes stay in place on top of your foot, Nike have put in this elastic cable that runs just underneath the pull at the top of the tongue to make sure that the top of your foot is nice and snug. They're a bit of a polarizing sneaker for me. Like I said, I don't think looks have been the prime concern, but I just think they just look a bit big and chunky and moon booty, and I'm just worried about what fit, look and style you're going to really have to wear these with, to be honest. Now I want to move on to their comfort, where I'm going to put this huge chunky outsole to the test on my back doorstep. I'm a huge fan of the Zoom X technology that Nike have used in this. The recycled Zoom X cushioning that they've taken up off the factory floor and remolded and encased in this Nike Grind outsole really does have a very comfortable ride under your foot from toe to heel. It offers a very responsive bounce. It's a little bit on the firmer side. It's not as cushioned as, say, the Space Hippie 1s, but it's definitely more responsive and more forgiving than the Space Hippie 4s if you've tried them on feet. Now the main feature, like I said previously, is this FlyEase technology at the back of the shoe, and it is very easy to get this shoe on and off hands-free. Yes, you need to put a little bit of wiggle on your feet and wiggle your feet in there to get them in the right place, but I don't think that's too much to ask when this shoe really can be used as a hands-free unit. It does offer a nice amount of support and a nice amount of cushioning around the top of the heel as well, and also the top of the tongue is very nicely cushioned where you've got this elasticated cable, so you don't feel any additional pressure from that elastic on top of your foot. It just feels nice and snug. The rest of the Flyknit on the shoe isn't going to be as soft as other Flyknits because it is 50% recycled, but it is still very soft. Now, fit-wise, these fit absolutely perfectly for me. I'm a perfect lengthwise UK size 10, but my feet are slightly wider than average, but I didn't feel like they were pinching at any point. And this really does mold to the shape of your foot, this Flyknit, and that's really to create extra support because you don't have the traditional lacing system, so it is going to be a bit more snug on your foot. But I really did enjoy how comfortable and how secure my feet did feel in these. Now I want to move on to their weight, where I'm going to pop them on the scales and show you how much they weigh. Just coming in shy of 400 grams. They're definitely on the heavier side, but when I'm holding these, it does feel like there's a bit of strain in my hands from this incredibly dense and heavy heel unit on the shoe. The Flyknit upper is very, very lightweight. There's pretty much no weight to the upper of the shoe. It's all in this grind outsole and this FlyEase technology system at the back. But I don't think that's a bad weight, to be honest. With weight, it's a trade-off. I don't think you're going to be wearing these as a lightweight runner or a workout shoe. I think these are a lifestyle shoe, and I think they're a shoe that's designed to help benefit people that do have accessibility issues when it comes to standard trainers. So keeping these underneath 400 grams and offering so much comfort, I think is a real result from Nike. Now I want to move on to their breathability, where I'm going to pump this Flyknit upper full of smoke. Exactly what you want to see from the breathability test. Smoke flying out from all areas of this Flyknit upper. Now the Flyknit upper is kind of comprised of two different Flyknits. You've got this well perforated dark navy Flyknit where the swoosh is housed, and also just here on the inside of your big toe. And then you've got the other Flyknit that's a little bit denser than the toe box and the top of the tongue. But both elements are incredibly breathable, and you can see the smoke really pluming out of it and engulfing the shoe very quickly. So a very, very nice breathable shoe. Now I want to move on to their price. Now these cost me £105. I don't think that's a bad price point, but I do think if you want to make them more accessible, I think you need to drop the price point by at least £10 to make them around the £95 mark. I think anything under the £100 mark would be a better price point for these, especially when you're really driving the accessibility of these sneakers. Now I want to move on to their overall score for these shoes, and taking everything into account, I'm going to give these a very strong 4 stars. I really think they do fall down a little bit on the price, like I've just mentioned, but for me it's just the looks as well. I'm just not sold by how they look. Yes, I admire exactly everything that they stand for concerning accessibility and this FlyEase technology, which does mean they're hands-free, but I just don't think that they look too great, especially this side profile. For me, the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. But in other areas, especially comfort and breathability, I think they really do score very well. Now, if you've liked what you've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up. You can also drop any comments below and follow me on Instagram. Hopefully I'll see you again for another one. Thanks for watching. Bye.